Fortress of Cavani with 3 players as well inside of that little area here in between the canyons. So that's going to be potentially very, very fun. But this one's going to be a lot more widespread, a little bit more aggression, I feel like. And I think the action is going to be very, very much jam-packed as we see the parry come through immediately, coming through with Fang just trying to stay alive towards it. Oh, the parry is going to connect it twice. And Wang Liang is going to be able to shut him down inside of this game number 4. What a start for Wang.
And Wayne came out here for the first kill. He actually picks up the Soblin to get an immediate ult, and hopefully soon, because Pace in the Fortress of Kaviani up against Frostivus. Frostivus having purple dual blades. Pace has no F1 to come through, but Frostivus caught into that 2-1-1 staff swap, and Pace is going to keep the aggression. Releases another blue focus vertical, but a backliner coming in from Takeda from Spider and double R&B. Frostivus is going to be the first one out here. Pace looks to pick up the Soblin if he can. He's going to be able to do so. F1's up. Spider finds the F3. He's going to look for the jump LMV to continue the damage coming out, and we're going to see an F1 from Pace here. Not going to happen. Spider finds this horizontal blue focus and just knocks down Pace, and that's going to be a single elimination for all 3 combatants coming out besides Frostivus, where he is in the early elimination, so he has to find a spot where he can be safe in doing so. But Spider has the time to loot this up, get the Soul Bloom on standby for when the Rami Yang is to occur in the next couple of minutes. Now, into this bar, we are going to switch over to Tank Courtyard, about as Exon actually over here. He finds one elimination early on. I'm pretty sure that was possibly either Mike or Shaw. Gonna have to double check and see if anyone switched out spawns into the early rounds. But we do see Exon going forth on this end, as Arano is over by the southwestern barracks. He is looking to try to keep his rotation towards the trenches, like concise. He has 91% for ultimate. He's got dual halberds, dual blades. That's a really good setup for Takeda's as it comes out, up until when he finds himself a fan in the future that's of higher rarity. Now, Wang Lian, he's trying to solve a puzzle. Fang hits him. Well, doesn't hit him, but he's on the ballista as it comes out. And Wang Liang finds that Salvation Podium weapon, as can be gold staff, off the rip. And just keeping the momentum going off. And hopefully we see a fight here in Grizzly Rise between AS. And it works to his attention because TT25 has common armor. And the Zipping Yings are how to play. As you can see, Arano has arrived towards the Grizzly Rise. He's looking to try to get a vertical. He gets it off. He's going to go for the jump LMB. Doesn't confirm, but he does look to try to use his timing here very sparingly for the F3. 1, 2, 3s, we release those. As Arano looks for the crouch LMBs, he's going to say run the set, run the F3 into the face of danger. And as AS gets ult proc, he's going to get this chance for the side uppercut, and the bow shot's coming in here for a kill steal. TT25 looking for the RMB, doesn't connect for the second one, but AS looks for this F1 in midair and looks to try to back off as fast as he can. And as Arano gets himself out of here, this is going to be a reset position where AS can look for this chase in full conjunction off into this trenches area.
Easily with that, though, still trying to read the directions here. Oh, AS. Oh, wait a minute. We should go back to that. I want to see if that ballista is actually going to do some damage. Meanwhile, Action looks like he wants to get some of the smoke here with Mike. Mike really just trying to separate. Oh, but there goes some rocks again. There goes those rocks again. Oh, Mike, nice little turnaround here. Trying to see if maybe they can connect in. Nice little defensive clang on both sides here. Oh, trying to wait for the parry, but it's not going to be doing it justice here as he does get shredded by the Halbergs. Action trying to see if they can close in the gap a little bit more. Looks like Action might have stumbled a little bit on trying to scale rush it a little bit towards Mike here, but it looks like Mike wasn't able to get too much shield off. It looks like we're going to head towards another space here inside of the circle. It looks like Fang is going to get juggled a little bit, but that Fairy is going to be able to go with a nice little reset here, not getting caught up in a tough situation. And it looks like Fang just trying to close this in little by little here. And it looks like he's going to force the ulti off of the outside top here. Looks like Spire wants to see. Oh, never mind. He's just going to scale, just fleece right past and say, see you later.
Playing Sly Cooper, bro.
That's true.
Playing on the PS2. I have to wonder what Spider's up to, or because he has to get an ult to be active. So if he needs to use this defensively, either that or he uses F3 for Fear and Desolation. But here it is. Takeda ultimate comes out. Ooh, nice coming through from Fang to turn it around. He looks for this horizontal and gets it off right through there with that purple dagger. And he actually eats the Soblin left behind by Spider. That was on the early ends of the fight. Arano gets caught into his R&B by JDG's Verse, and that's going to be the second elimination for Verse as it comes through. And for now, we're going to see whether or not we see the end of Mike here. Early on, eliminated from Exon from Team Bowda. 2 eliminations for Bowda's Exon. Mike out of this round into this game finals week for round 4. This is where it kind of comes into like, okay, this leaderboard looking kind of, it's kind of close coming through here. Pace found that elimination early on. she can just sit around here and wait it out, or he can go on the aggression, just make sure he can just be safe whenever his targets are going to come through. Starfall coming out here from GG Shaw as he chases down Frostivus. Frostivus having to go ahead, look toward the RMBs, catches him in midair, keeps the staggers going through, and another propulsion coming out here from Wang Liang as he beacon drops GG Shaw. And looks sort of F1, GG Shaw having this mitigation, this heal over time. It's going to work out. The scare rush doesn't connect here, gets his uppercut into jump LB, so another scare rush. And of course, Frostivus looks for this RMBs as GG Shaw finds the timing here for the scare rushes back and forth, finding the vertices on these walls and just keeping that momentum going. Common armor swap on the fly. GG Shaw looking to scare rush again off into the Achilles courtyard. He gets towards his building front and gets himself in a nice safety net position of resetting as often as he can. Frostivus, and meanwhile, he's looking for this case. He's looking to try to go for this kill. He has 0 eliminations so far into this round. He's got himself a bounty scroll, but Wang Liang's damage output from this gold staff is just impeccable when it comes down to catching Somandabi. And having that early on, you know, Salvation podium fights in the beginning is where it really can count for a player to go off, just go wild haymaker mode with blue focuses, or just catching a gold weapon and staggering him to death.
What are your expectations coming out of this game for some of these players, knowing that we're in game 4? You know, we have players like AS that's down at the very bottom. You got a player like PST who really had a pop-off game, and now all of a sudden he goes from, like, you know, kind of halfway in the pack to the top. You have a player like, you know, you have another player that's really deciding to pop off and do well. Now it's like, okay, top players are kind of struggling a little bit. Mike and Spider haven't necessarily had the best moments so far. What's kind of the expectation?
Expectation for the top 3 or even to the middle ground is like T65, for instance, right? We know he has that mark to make through for this play, but also to, like, even to verse in this case scenario, both players, they have to be careful how this is going to go through after this Romiang, because one of them loses. They have to make a key note about how they want to reinitiate as a third party, as the character they're playing, right? Farius Shen comes into really great value. We saw Wang Liang use the beacon drop into full extension, and as you can see, Verse comes out here clean sweep against T225. Now it's up to T225 to look for those ample opportunities of having to invest, maybe having to invest the beacon drop, right? To try to catch something like how Wang Liang did earlier. But Wang Liang's in a position against Frostivus where he has his beacon readily available. Frostivus in this position for the cannon, has himself to charge up. Wang Liang getting a reset, and as both of them go for the resets, Frostivus' ultimate is done. Wang Liang looks to try to go for this. Face value, Clink for the horizontal block extreme, catches the LMB, forcing the combo breaker from Frostivus parry. And that's going to be a single edge sap parry. That's going to be immense. As Frostivus goes down now, it's up to Frostivus for instances, and he's at the bottom of the board right now through to catch up as often as he can. But Wang Liang, he's right in the middle ground. He's got 2 eliminations. I think he's at around standings of around 17, 18 points, where he's going to have to try to catch through match point sooner or later. But at the end of the day, if those top 3 end up in match point, it's an objective play. It's just make sure I'm playing it through in a, you know, just try to catch as much as you can in the early fights and then just leeway into snowball effect. But Murano, I don't know, man. This is his final attempt here. He hasn't run around with Yang, Dobby, and this is going to be his fight against T225, who just left it just right now.
And he has everything to lose here with that Vermilion's Bird's Might. Meanwhile, nice hits, though. T225 is going to be able to create some of that pressure a little bit here as Arano's going to try to see if he can go up top. Trying not to catch it towards the other ones here as he does end up catching the Skrell. Oh, and Arano gets absolutely sent down towards the section. The ulti comes out here, gonna be able to create a little bit of an excursion. The beautiful parry, nice reset coming up from T225, forcing the ulti to come out here. Looks like he might be able to pull maybe some quick pressure onto him. Oh, he ends up hitting him with a beautiful hit from it. The question is, can he even hit him again? No, no, no. 3 misses back-to-back. Arano has the free opportunity here just so he'd be able to get the shield here. Nice hit on the bell. Nice focus, though. Trying to see if maybe he can catch him on the inside here. Let's see. Fang able to get elimination onto Frosty as well here. Unfortunate is KT25 trying to see if maybe he can close in this gap. Just waiting for the rotation here as we look at another fight here. AS versus Spider. Spider trying to see if they can work towards this as well. Spider getting absolutely drilled, though, for the rest of his shield. And his heal's so low here. The question is, can he follow back and stay alive from this? Nice combos to be able to connect it, though, with the long, but obviously not going to be able to do enough as the Ghost also is going to be able to create that as well as AS forcing to back off here. And there goes that Z-Ping with the heal. Cue the music. Burn, 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 burn.
That's tough. Yeah, that's what happens when Zippings, they get one chance opportunity to reset. They're taking that. AS is here is playing with his musket shots. R&B's to come out here from Spider. As Spider has F3, he's just trying to find an opportune moment to really capture it, even if he's looking for the blue focuses. There it is, right? But then, of course, the beta coming up from AS gets himself to the horizontal blue focus, keeps the extension going, but the cliffside's going to give Spider enough time to kind of look for scale rushes or armor swaps. He finds it horizontal, though. Release. It's going to connect. Jump LMB to the R&B. There's going to be another clink here, and there's the R&B blue focus coming out from AS. This is close. Both of these players are really close, and there's going to be that F1 to come out from AS. Now he's at maximum potential of just rushing this one down, but he's going to go ahead and reset. Spider looks for the scale rush. He reinitiates and finds another common armor swap. We're going to see this R&Bs connect here for the secondaries as AS looks towards his F3 to push back. We're going to see AS look to the hold R&B. Spider goes down with one elimination. It's a really upset moment, but JDG versus not going to let this one down as he picks up a Soul Bloom off of this end. And as AS tries to reposition himself into the rooftop to go for scare rushes, he does have V1 in just a couple of seconds since it can be casted at 70%. If he finds himself in a bad spot where Verse is doing a little bit too much on his health bar, he'll just look for the time to use that ultimate. And as Versus is rocking that gold weapon, that's going to be a lot of damage in a short amount of time. And Pace, fighting out Fang inside of the city of Tang, we are going to see Pace trying to keep himself alive. Remember, like I said, all he needs right now is just either he looks for points. He already hit match point. He's at 31.1 because of the placement, because of Spider's death. And then Fang finds himself the Assassin's Lunge. Not the greatest thing for Pace right now as he looks to try to figure out when to throw those Wisp. And as Fang gets himself caught into this Temi, this is the really big beacon drop that actually misses Pace as he dodges it through, and that's going to be a chance for Fang to actually leave the circle in conjunction. 16 seconds. Pace has enough time here to keep the momentum going as Fang gets his R&B to the face. He's going to have himself to horizontal release. When Pace gets his F1 up, he's not ready for it. Explosive armor is the biggest reveal so far into this fight as Pace keeps his cool, goes for pistol shots, and finds himself into a building and trying to go ahead and get another heal off if he can. He's got armor powders for days, but he needs to find the timing right now to avoid Fang as he kind of goes ahead and just keeps his pressure. And between the two, they're going to play Ring Around the Rosie, Dobby. The house has like 17 kids, from the family. You try to tell them all to go inside for dinner and you can't find like 3 of them. That's how this is going right now. Everyone's just walking around infinity.
You get the small end of the chicken. You don't get the big piece. That's for your father. You don't get the big piece. You get a small piece.
Everybody time. Wasted.
Oh, you get the thighs. Meanwhile, that's what I need. Anyway. Action. So we're going to put this one towards it as well here. Looks like it's going to be fighting Fang inside of the realm of Yang here. It looks like they're both going to be going airborne a little bit here. Both shots trying to see if maybe they can connect it towards it. Fang trying to see if they can rotate all the way towards it. Blue focus trying to connect it on both. Fang is able to capture one. Nice hits. Almost depletes the rest of the shield of Xgen. Nice clangs on both sides here. Strikes as well. Oh, beautiful disintegration. But Fang is going to absolutely get stopped here with that. Oh, nice parry. The combo to connect here might be able to potentially capture the finish, but absolutely misses out on the rest of the combo here as the dagger is able to do so much damage and so much work. But the parry is able to do so much more in action. Surprises Fang and goes, excuse me?
Huh?
What?
Big questions. And meanwhile, Wang Liang fight against T225. Gold Staff in action, muskets out. These guys went for range damage. They're still going for 2 for 2 here. As T225 looks to try to find this chance of using that wild wind sprout being revealed. Now Wang Liang knows what he's got. Tries to be careful with his scare rush to be delayed. Gets the LMB uppercut. Might be seeing F1 here. No, T225 hasn't procced just yet. Beacon drop coming out here. There's the F1. They're trying to reposition to the mech. Of course, Wang Liang does the same. This is going to be whether or not we're going to see it early cannon shots not coming out from T225 here. Might be the big mistake for his case scenario, but you can see Wang Liang just gets a direct cannon shot in the face of T225. He's got 3 cannon shots coming here. T225 hasn't even been able to use his jumps yet, and he's out of mech already. Wang Liang with the gold weapon just doing the work here. And as he demechs here, we're going to see T225 trying to get one heal off. He's going to be able to get the wind sprout, avoid that wind sprout coming off of that scare rush of the pillar. But of course, Wang Liang gets stone form after stone form, and the R&B comes out. F1 to push back that wind sprout parry. Of course, no shunts coming out from Wang. Nice jump R&B as he cuts that release and gets the elimination. Wang Liang, like I said, he's making sure this round is going to count for what it's worth. And Fang, he lost his Romy Yang, but he's going back for the Soul Bloom that he got from Spider and was able to deny Spider from that first Romy Yang as well. Or rather, for his lifespan, we saw how it comes out to where he denied that Romy Yang Soul Bloom that he kept from either Frostman's body, if I'm not mistaken. But we do see Xen into City of Tang, and Dobby, my boy, he's cooking.
Absolutely cooking towards that though. Definitely able to work towards that though, especially with Wang Liang as well. Able to do so much more. Meanwhile, Action fighting this out with PST. PST, I don't know what's been happening, man. He had such amazing mojo to keep the game alive for himself in that game number 2. Game number 3 had a little bit of a rough start for him, though, where he was really struggling to try to see if he could find some stuff here. Nice hits from the dual blades, though. He's able to carry just a little bit of that momentum here, but it looks like Action still wants to be able to capture this fight and get this to go in as he does try to close in. Oh, almost hits him with the nice strikes for it, though, as Action is going to have to be careful, though, as he does end up throwing himself towards the front of the door, pops the ulti, decides maybe to use that as a way for him to catch him blind on the outskirts, and get out of dodge. Meanwhile, Action gonna catch him on the outside, though. Goes for the scale rush towards the inside here. Ooh, nice hits coming through to connect it with the dual halberds here. Blue focus, trying to see if they can strike it. Oh, nice jump parry on PST. PST is able to get a nice little bit of a reset here. Able to play that super well here. Let's see if that confidence really starts to come in more and more. Even with that, just to find it as Action, able to capture PST on the outskirts here. And he says, sorry, buddy. Where do you think you're going, homie?
Your car warranty has expired. You must pay within 24 hours or your car will be repossessed. Had to pick that one up. And Pace, remember, like I said, he's good for right now in terms of having now match point accrued. So once next round hits, all he needs is his MVP. He's good. Or the next round. Or the next round, right? We're kind of seeing where this kind of turns out because Spider also got eliminated early. So now it's really up to Exen to catch this bar for bar gain, where he's able to catch match point within the next couple of kills or placements. It's up to how he's going to be wanting to, negotiate a way for match point into this round as well, and being one of 2 players into this final game. Now, as T25 is rushing out here, he does have Romy Yang depletion still for another 2 minutes. He is going to be sandwiched in here between Wang Liang, AS, and even with Fong in the background, just dropping in here till Moonfall pass. And we do see this. This is going to be very interesting for the Fairy Shen Beacon because there's a lot of verticality coming out here for these opponents, and you're going to just try to keep each other on their tiptoes for RMB blue focuses from the fan and just knocking them back, or even for musket shots. As you can see, Wang Liang switching out here and having that pole sword on standby is kind of crucial here. You can see Wang Liang just keeping the moves going. I see a Test ult or Zipping Healing ultimate coming out from JL's AS. He's looking to scare rush here and keep the momentum going. And this is where the chase happens. Once they hear the Zipping and ult mode, they're going to make sure in locking her down, especially T25. 90 seconds on the clock for him as he's looking to try to lock down this Zipping. He finds her. 1, 2, 3 is re-released those. As T25 kind of goes for this RMB, he's going to be losing it out due to the F1 being cast from AS. That's going to give him a huge advantage to try to space this one out. But then a scare rush coming out from Wang Liang.
Whoa!
Big damage. Wang Liang trying to see about whether or not this Dreadful Whale can be caught out. And T25 has a beacon still, but the White Tiger's prowess stuff comes out. Wang Liang loses that Soul Bloom. That's T25's. He's good to go. After that back off from Wang Liang from that Soul Bloom, this gives him a huge chance of coming back into this game with that Soul Bloom. And now, still with 1 elimination, we still have 5 players left on the board for the next 9 minutes, folks. T25 trying to go through here, and a replay is actually going to showcase this kill that came out from Bowda's Exen against Mike, where Mike was eliminated from this round. As he goes for the downward spiral, he goes for the uppercut, grapple bump. Even though the terrain's a little bit grief here, the buttery slope, I'm going to pick up a pickaxe, Mike said. I'm going to knock this stone out the way as Exen is trying to get his target into locked in position. He finds his scare rush. He looks to try to go for parries if he can, because he's seeing how much blue focus is coming out from Mike to kind of keep himself stagger immune. But they find the ground. They keep going. This chase is just non-stop coming back and forth in this replay. And of course, Mike gets caught to his R&B. Exen baits this one through for a horizontal release. And that was how Mike got eliminated early on into this round, folks.
Unfortunate for an amazing player like Mike here. It looks to see Mike and Spider struggling. Definitely something we don't see often. Maybe the one-off where like Spider isn't necessarily on it, or and Spider isn't necessarily on it, but Mike is doing well, or Mike is not doing well and Spider is popping. To see both of them really struggling, it's kind of one of those rare ones that we don't really see too often here. But it definitely does give a different idea towards all of the other players here that we haven't really get a chance to talk about too often here. Like DRG's Fang, like Action. I've been talking about Action a little bit specific. I've been talking about Action a lot more though, just because of like how his improvements is and how well he's able to run towards things, and it's really good in certain instances. Meanwhile, Action is just hanging currently.
He's chilling, chillaxing.
Just chilling. Ain't got to do a whole lot. Ain't got to force certain things. But meanwhile, when we talk about other people, we talk about Arano. We talk about AS, which sadly is still at the very bottom. Like, talk about PST. PST is really starting to find it though. Meanwhile, Action's caught in a tough situation here. The Sharks are slowly coming out little by little. They smell the blood and they're trying to see if maybe they can get the attack going as well. Action trying not to get caught up, but sadly, all the fire, all the bows, all the fire, the cannons. Action caught in a tough situation here, trying to force him. He ends up getting caught inside of a corner here and bursts. Absolutely dumpster fire towards the center of that and absolutely gets the elimination off of that. And Action is out of this game here. They are fiending and fighting.
Fire and arrows, muskets, and gunpowder. That's where this game comes down towards when someone is low. Everyone just starts releasing those range shots, and whoever's closest will just make their attempt to Fong find the amazing pulse sword into R&B. So it comes out to play where he has his pulse sword to his advantage. And we do see in his leaderboard, Wang Liang has 6 eliminations. He's now into this point where if he gets, if he gathers 3 other eliminations this round, gets placement on top of that, it will give him a good nifty, a good setup for those multipliers into the first place. But it really just comes down to that. Will he earn that first place by keeping his toes on his feet and just moving around between opponents who are low? Now, Moonbane, this is the final Moonbane that's been going through for Mortal War. It's been green. We saw that last week, or we saw into day 2 about how heavy that Moonbane kind of affected the players when they were nearby it, and they're keeping their distance now heavily. So they're not going to take any no objection in not fighting near the Moonbane. Then all players just shake hands. And of course, T225, he's holding his ground here. He's still in the game. From Roman Yang depletion to Roman Yang depletion, once he found that Soul Bloom off the end, he was able to take full, synergy, just coming right back into the game. But he is at 17.7, 8th place overall. Fang's right above him at a 2.1 lead with 19.8, and then above that to the remaining, in the vision of it, JDG's versus at 20.8. So not a lot of distance between these, as long as one player kind of succeeds over the next. But right now, stagnation comes through, Dobby, and I think between every single one of these variations, right? It's like the second, the third, or the fourth variation ult to come out to the end circle is just really where it kind of counts towards that type of iframe for the ultimate and going straight into cannon mode. And whoever ults in the zone dies, big time. Anyone who does that.
Even towards that though, you still have to be kind of in a better area. That makes sense, right? And I think towards that though, you really have to look at it and also kind of go, okay, there's a point where that makes sense, but you still have to be kind of worried about everyone else around you. So that's the thing that I find towards this ending is interesting.
Yeah. It's crazy. Fong just picked up Pride's Fall. I know creators go crazy. Waiting for that one to come out. But this is tricky for these two guys. Fong really wanted to initiate this fight between Wang Liang here. And I think if Wang Liang takes this chance of dropping down towards him, he could take the control where other players are now in this echo chamber, fight him, because they saw him being shot at. They might be he's low, and that kind of works out in the best case scenario for them to just make sure you're focusing one target unintentionally, intentionally, just so they know that placements right now is big time for the majority, knocking someone out who doesn't have ultimate or has used their beacon blast and are moving further and further away from it. Man.
With that too, this nice circle spread here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I definitely think Verse could take this.
Word.
It would be huge.
I see this.
Yeah. I see the advantage here that he has currently. ALA's Fang and T225. I feel like both of them, they're really going to most likely duke it out. One person's going to come through with that third party and then thus starting this creation. I don't think it's going to be the point where he's able to get all 3 eliminations back to back to back. That was kind of one of those where to be honest with you, I think he got lucky. So it'd be interesting to see if somehow that's able to work for him though, and where that advantage goes.
Yeah, all it takes though is one person to hit him with a blue focus, and then everyone else just throws cannons and they find the low health or they find a gold armor. But Fong, right? Low health. Advancio? Oh, he's bulling. He almost gets caught into that Driftful Whale from Wong. So, he's got to be careful. He gets caught into that Driftful Whale. He gets launched. who knows if he has to burn his F1? And if he burns his F1, who knows who's going to want to take that full priority of locking him down? Because now it's in the final 2 minutes. Fang is at half HP for his armor. He could get caught in cannon shots, and it could just keep it going. There it is. No one has Rupture Gale burn, but there's a Dreadful Will from Wang Liang. Forced F1. There it is. We're going to see Fang look for this beacon, and he's using it outside of the zone. Not a great position. He's going to lose a little bit of a chunk there, but he's going to go for those heals for just one to the other, because he does have that 750 amount from each one of these pots coming out from the healing berries and such. Now, Wang Liang finds his rollout as he tries to get caught into the cannon shots. You can see it. There it is confirmed, but it does not roll him off the whole side of this pillar. Verse holding out for position, beacon drop coming out here from TG25 as Wang Liang does the same. And both of these players now on the bottom row of this, Fang looks for this angle here, and he is just able to just keep this going through for his duration. Now it's up to him to look for Wang Liang now. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just preempt the charge, the horizontal blue focus, and Wang Liang goes straight to the top of the point. TG5 looking for those cannon shots. Dreadful Will to deny any range shots coming off this range. He's got F1 back up again. We're gonna see Fang try to keep Verse in this position. Verse strikes back. You know, episode 5, he's going to be looking to try to get himself in their sky and looking for those grapple staggers off anybody who's on the low end. And Wang Liang sees that Versus invested the F1. Now Fang looking to try to go straight towards him, and Wang Liang taking those chances for those musket shots, gets caught into the assault smolder as the burn comes out from Verse. Verse going ahead and shunting with the stone form proc. We are going to see TG5 try to look for a Cabalo if he can, off a target on the ground level floor. And Verse was looking for that parry too, but it did not succeed. He did have a chance to heal here, so he's having the advanced heal proc off. Final 30 seconds here as Verse looks towards Wang Liang, pushes him out. The assault smolder keeping him to the point. Phoenix Blast launches him. This is a chance for Wang Liang to get eliminated here, but Fang is looking towards his chance. TG5 looking for the 1-2-3s. He's going to see a beacon drop. Wang Liang tries to get in there. He Verse gets a kill. That's going to be the one set. And this is where it comes down to dangerous zone, because Fang is the only one without the Fairy of Shen mech. So he's just going to have to ring around this, as we can see Verse is in the zone, and TG5 is denying it. That's going to be a kill for Verse against Fang. TG5 finds his second elimination into first place, but I'm pretty sure we just saw the MVP right there.